pulpectomy, particularly whenever we can see there is an irreversibly inflamed pulp, all the signs and symptoms, and or even the pulpal necrosis. This particular procedure, which is more invasive, is been carried out. It is defined as it is the complete removal of the necrotic pulp from the root canals of the primary teeth and filling them with an inert resorbable material so as to maintain the tooth in the dental arch. And it has been defined by Finn as pulpotomy as the removal of all pulpal tissues from the coronal and radicular portions of the tooth. And what is the rationale for this pulpectomy procedure is to remove the irreversibly inflamed or necrotic radicular pulp tissue and gently clean the root canal system, and to obturate the root canals with a filling material that will resorb at the same rate as the primary tooth and be eliminated rapidly if accidentally extruded through the apex. Whenever the material is getting extruded through the apex, has to be resorbed at a reasonable time. And it should also resorb long way resorption of the roots of the primary teeth. So what are the indications? That is irreversible pulpitis, history of spontaneous and nocturnal pain, history of intraoral or extraoral swellings, interradicular radiolucency with sufficient bone support, at least of 2/3 of the root length is available for us, and mobility, if it is present, it is moderate mobility and it is not a physiologic mobility. Then the contraindications being systemic conditions like some of the congenital heart disease, ischemic heart diseases, leukemia or long-term corticosteroid therapy, excess tooth mobility, non-resorbable restorable tooth, that is the tooth which is having a grossly destructed by caries or remaining only the root stems, and the lack of patient cooperation being the least one, right? And this is considered to be a relative contraindication. So what are the steps which are involved in this is administration of adequate local anesthesia, application of rubber dam, access opening, shaping and cleaning of the root canal system, that is implementation and irrigation, filling of the root canals, that is obturation, and post-endodontic restoration. So we will see step by step this procedure of endodontic treatment started in the lower molar. So access opening, which is usually done by open the pulp chamber by completely removing the roof with number 330 high-speed burr. Gain the direct access to the apices of the apical area of the root canals. That is what is the meaning of access opening. Then pulp extirpation, coronal pulp is removed with a spoon excavator. That is amputation of the coronal pulp. Radicular pulp is removed with particularly the reamers and files. The barb broaches are not recommended particularly on a routine practice in a primary teeth, as we know that the primary root canals are more tortuous, ribbon shaped, and they will cause engaged into this barb broaches are usually engaged into the dentine, and there is usually the separation of instrument which has been seen. So even if you are using the reamers and files for remove the extirpation of the radicular portion of the pulp, precautions to be taken not to force the instrument beyond the point of resistance. Then working length determination, usually the ISO standard instrument, reamers and files, that is ISO number 15 is placed, or less than that, ISO number 10 can also be placed, that is what 21 mm length instruments are usually used. Then IOP radiography is taken with a size 0 film. Once the working length has been determined, then remove all organic debris and microorganisms from the root canal system. It is not possible for removal of all microorganisms, but we call it as the root canal disinfection or the sterilization of root canals. And particularly it has been possible depending on what type of an irrigant we are using it. Irrigant has got a very important role, particularly when we are dealing with the primary teeth. Why? That we are going to discuss further. Okay, then we have to shape the walls of the root canals, cleaning of the canals, and cleaning of the root canals and obturation of the entire root canal space has to be done. So The principles of root canal preparation include the majority of the anatomical features of the root canals are not accessible to the instrumentation. That is, irrigation solution must be used to be flushed through the system and destroy the microorganism, preferably dissolve the organic debris at the same time. So, as we have visualized or we have thought about the root canal system as a single canal length to that, if we prepare with an instrument, everything will be cleaned is not a situation. If we see the dental pulp in this format, that it is torturous, and it is having an communicating canals, it has got having an accessory canals. Cleaning of everything with an hand instrument or a rotary instrument is not possible, and many areas of the pulp root canal system, your instrument is not going to touch only. In those situations, we have to much rely on to the irrigation system and irrigation activation system. This is the important thing what we need to take into consideration. So, considering these factors, the current concept of root canal preparation is first shape and then clean it properly. So, first we will see the shaping of and cleaning of the canals, and then we will discuss something about the root canal irrigants. So, considering that the working length is kept 1 mm short of the radiographic apex, even 1.5 mm short also is okay, because we usually encounter with the resorbed roots. Shaping of the canals is done with the H files or K files of 124 mm length. Root canal preparation is done in a moist canal. Remember, all the time irrigation is must. Up to a maximum size of 40 instrument has been recommended. The canal preparation techniques being the step back technique, that is routinely being taught to you or practiced, and the step down or a crown down technique, which is started from the coronal end of the canal to the apical end. Just let us see what is this step back technique in brief. That is described by Mulane. And the apical region is first enlarged using the files to a final master apical file size of 25 or 30. Each successive larger instrument is then inserted 1 mm less into the canal, so that taper is formed. In between the larger instrument, the master apical file is inserted to the working length to clear any debris collecting in the apical part of the canal. This is referred to as recapitulation. And the step back technique helped in slight to moderately curved canals, but more severely curved canals due to canal problems still persist. Considering these problems, it can be solved majorly by the three techniques what usually been done. That is a special filing technique, or a file with a modified non-cutting tape, more flexible instruments like instruments. And a step-down technique, that is the first suggested by Schiller in 1974, wherein which the principle is coronal aspect of the root canal is widened first and cleaned before the apical part, and the most widely used technique for canal preparation today. It has got its own advantages and disadvantages. And every step, one thing you people remember, here we are just discussing with the instrument, that is the hand instrumentation, and with ISO standard 2% instrument made up of stainless steel. We are just now, we are not discussing anything about the rotary system. If time permits, we will have a short note on that, right, in the end of the discussion. So, with these principles, what are the advantages of it? It permits the straighter access to the apical region, straighter access to the apical region of the root canal, eliminates the dental interferences found in the coronal 2/3 of the canal, and bulk of the pulp tissues and the debris and microorganisms are removed before apical instrumentation is commenced. That is, when we are preparing the coronal aspect of the canal first, a larger amount of the infected material is taken away, and when we reach the middle third and the apical third, so apical extrusion of the infected material is also less, and we will have a larger reservoir for the irrigants, as we are taking out the interferences which are coming in between due to, we usually call it as a second flare, right? That is due to the constrictions what we see at the orifice level. If it has been cleared away before, so we will get a straighter access to the apices, easier compared to when we are starting from apical region to the coronal region. So it reduces the risk of extruding the material through the apical foramina and causing periapical inflammation. That is the cause for it. And it allows better penetration of the irrigant solution into the entire root canal system, forms a reservoir of irrigant which is more readily replenished into the canal system, and reduces the risk of compacting debris apically which may block the canal.